All right, the hump day edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, the 11th day of July here in 2018. We had a fine day weather-wise today, a very nice summer day with low humidity, check. Sunshine, check. Seasonable temperatures, check. No rain, check. What more can you ask for, really, at this time of the year? And we're going to have another day just like this coming up tomorrow. I'm recording this a little after 7 p.m., and compared to 24 hours ago, it's a noticeable change. It's not only less humid, but it's a few degrees cooler as well, and that will translate into overnight lows that are also going to be cooler tonight than they were last night. Last night we dropped into the upper 50s. I think tonight 54, 55 degree readings will be pretty common. So a good night to open up those windows after dark. It's going to cool off very nicely with this dry air mass overhead. Well, this is about as seasonable as it gets. I mean, our average high at this time of the year, of course, is 82. We're at our climatological peak for average temperatures here in the second week of July. And today's highs were right at average in a lot of our reporting locations. 1 degree below average in Pittsburgh and 3 below in Cleveland. So again, just a classic early to mid-July day today. Time-lapse video from our camera up over Niles. We're, of course, looking at the Eastwood Mall here, and had a little bit of haze. Some wildfire smoke from Canada made its way into the atmosphere overhead for a while this morning, making for a little bit of haze, but then otherwise, let's see, my time-lapse didn't play. Let's go back to my time-lapse. There we go. Other than the haze, we just had some fair weather cumulus clouds. There they go, that bubbled up from time to time. Real flat-topped cumulus. They barely got up into the sky. So these, of course, are dissipating this evening, and we'll probably have even less cumulus clouds during the course of the day on Thursday. So, boy, tomorrow is going to be just another great day. And the air mass continues to dry out overhead. Dew points today plummeted down into the 50s, and my time-lapse doesn't want to stop playing now. So let me show you the next graphic. Here we go. We're moving now. Dew points plummeted down into the lower and mid-50s today, and even late this afternoon, we saw those dew points getting down into, let me get out of the way here, getting down into the upper 40s to around 50 in some spots. So, you know, that's a good sign that it's going to be a nice, cozy, cool night when we have dew points that low in the evening and a clear sky overhead. Real quick detour into the tropics. This is rapidly accelerating Hurricane Chris. Chris rapidly intensified last evening, but then that process never really continued. So this topped out at about 110 miles per hour for sustained winds, strong Category 1. Now it's a weakening Category 1 on its way to becoming a tropical storm, and then an extra tropical system as it makes its way into the cool waters of the northern Atlantic. By Friday morning, it is way up there off the coast of Newfoundland and continuing to race into the northern Atlantic. So Chris is just an interest for shipping channels. That is about it. Across the country this evening, we've got a classic monsoon look to the precipitation in the southwest. The seasonal shift of the prevailing wind directions has led to some moisture coming in, and you get these about every afternoon at this time of the year. And even in the deserts of California, they can see a couple of showers and a thunderstorm at this time of the year as they get into the afternoon. Phoenix, Flagstaff, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, up towards Grand Junction, Denver, Salt Lake City. Even Vegas can get a little bit of rain if one of these meanders overhead, and sometimes these are accompanied by big dust storms. We had a big haboob making its way across Arizona a couple days ago. Lots of dramatic video and pictures from that. Pretty typical stuff for midsummer out in the southwest. All right, our sky tonight will feature several planets. Now, very early on, close to sunset, you can catch Venus, but it'll set pretty quickly as well. And then after 10:45, 11 o'clock, really want to train your sights to the southeastern sky. I noticed this when I was on my way home last night. Mars with the naked eye is plainly visible that this is not a star, it's a planet. You know, a lot of planets just look like bright stars, but Mars, as it's nearing opposition this month, is getting brighter and brighter, and it has that distinct red-orange color. It doesn't look like anything else up there. So it's real easy with the naked eye to check out Mars. In the southeast sky, look up and to the right, and that'll be Saturn up there as Mars climbs in the sky later on this evening. All right, our big picture for your Thursday. 83 is what we're aiming for. That's 1 degree above where we were today. The record tomorrow is 99. Sunrise tomorrow morning right at 6 a.m. We're losing a minute-ish of daylight per day now. Of course, that rate will continue to increase as we go through the rest of the summer, and especially into the early fall. By late September, we're losing a good 2.5 minutes of daylight per day. Right now, it's just about a minute, give or take. Again, tomorrow's a winner. We have really nothing to talk about in our sensible weather through the end of the week. It's going to turn muggy by Friday and really humid by Saturday. This front's going to stall to the north and then kind of wash out. It'll never cross the area this weekend. So we're going to be firmly in the soupy air this weekend. A dry morning Saturday. I can't totally rule out a renegade shower or storm trying to meander through Saturday afternoon. Only the unlucky few will get that. I think the vast majority of us are dry as the weekend begins. Dew points bottoming out tomorrow. I mean, really dry for this time of the year as far as the air mass goes tomorrow. And then it'll start to get muggy on Friday, and then we're back to the muggies over the weekend and into early next week. Very, very humid air mass is going to settle in for a handful of days. So the Trumbull Fair, of course, going on, and what a great couple of days it'll be at the fair, although it's going to turn pretty hot by Friday. Over the weekend, again, small chances for showers and storms, vast majority of the time. Rain-free, but those heat index values will be up there, and when you're at the fair, you're walking on asphalt and concrete, and it's going to be hot Friday through the weekend. Now, this hot trend will gradually end next week as a front very sluggishly moves through. That'll knock us back to about average, it looks like, for a lot of next week. A lot of days like today, as far as temperatures go, probably coming up during the second half of next week. You can see that graphically here on the 8 to 14 day outlook as the heat becomes recentered out west. Some cool anomalies will try to push in from the north and west, but I like the looks of this. I was talking about this last night. I like the looks of the mid-range pattern here. We're talking about kind of in that week to 10 day, 2 week period. I think we're going to have a hard time getting some sustained heat during that period. Is it going to be chilly? No. We'll probably see a lot of days with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s, but hey, can get really hot at this time of the year. And it's been really hot at times this summer. So some weather with 70s and 80s, I'll take it, especially if the humidity is low like it was today. Thanks for watching today's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening. Enjoy your Wednesday night, everyone.